Running through and northwest of downtown Tucson, Arizona, lies the beautiful Santa Cruz River. This stream follows a long course from where it starts near the US-Mexico border before traveling over 150 miles to where it meets the Gila River near Phoenix. In modern times, the Santa Cruz River is what is known as an effluent-dependent stream, meaning the water in the river is supplied by wastewater treatment facilities, and it depends on us humans to keep water flowing in the river year-round. Many different plant and animal species call the Santa Cruz River home, but some of the real stars of the show are the turtles. During trapping surveys conducted by Professor Michael Bogan and students from the University of Arizona, along with local K-12 teachers in Tucson, 3 species of turtles were found to live in the Santa Cruz River, and they couldn't be more different from each other. First, there's the Sonoran mud turtle. This adorable species is native to the Santa Cruz River and has called the desert Southwest home for a long time, likely at least 1 million years. Mud turtles are the smallest of the species found in the Santa Cruz. They usually weigh around 7 to 11 ounces, that's less than a pound, and have a shell that's no longer than 6 or 7 inches. They spend most of their time in the water, buried in sand or mud, or hunting around for a meal. Mud turtles mainly eat aquatic insects, small fish, or snails, but they can also eat small aquatic plants, algae, or even mesquite pods from trees around the river when competition is high or food availability is low. If you go out to the river looking for mud turtles, you probably won't see any. These little guys love to hide, and their population is only a fraction of what it used to be due to habitat loss and the introduction of non-native species. The second species of turtle found in the Santa Cruz River is the spiny softshell turtle. This is an invasive species, and unlike the native mud turtles with their hard, protective shells, spiny softshell turtles have a much weaker shell that almost feels like leather. These turtles are aggressive predators that will eat just about anything they can catch, including fish, frogs, and insects. This species is the largest turtle that lives in the Santa Cruz and can grow to over 1 foot long and weigh up to 7 pounds. Spiny softshells also look different depending on if they're male or female. The females are big and tend to be feisty, while the males are smaller and have distinctive pink marks on their head. The third turtle species that is common in the Santa Cruz River is the red-eared slider. And just like the spiny softshell, this species is also invasive. The red-eared slider's most distinctive trait is the red stripes on the ears of all individuals. Because red-eared sliders are so cute, they are one of the most popular pet turtles in the United States and across the world, and as a result, they're found on nearly every continent. If you were listening closely, you may have noticed that 2 out of the 3 types of turtles found in the Santa Cruz River are invasive species. But what does that mean exactly? An invasive species is a species that is not native to the area it currently lives in. These are species that have likely been introduced to an area in the recent past. This can happen in multiple ways and for many different reasons, but here in the Santa Cruz River, the invasive turtle species, the spiny softshell and the pond slider, likely arrived by people releasing unwanted pet turtles into the river. This is why you should never release your pets into the wild under any circumstances. Invasive species cause huge problems for both their new habitat and the native species that have evolved millions of years without them, like the Sonoran mud turtle here in the Santa Cruz. Invasive species compete directly with native ones for often scarce resources, and can also prey on vulnerable native species who aren't used to them being there. The 2 invasive turtle species, the spiny softshell and the pond slider, have made life for our native Sonoran mud turtle extremely difficult. There are not a lot of mud turtles in the river now, but before the introduction of these invasive species and before urban growth greatly altered the river's habitat, the Santa Cruz supported a much larger population of mud turtles. Restoring the population of a native species is not easy, and the population of mud turtles may never return to its historically large population numbers. But people like Michael Bogan and his lab at the University of Arizona, who really care about Arizona native species and the mud turtle in particular, are working hard every day to help start the process. If you are interested in learning more about the Santa Cruz River and all the species that live there, visit santacruz.arizona.edu.